Godfrey don't just do impressions. He becomes people. And if I know he wilding in this video like I know him, then we about to be in for a laugh. Let's get into it.
When you did Steve Harvey, did you know it was going to be as funny as it was? And I read that he wasn't too enthused about it. Because like you said, he gave you some great advice early, and then you turn around years later.
Let me get some of this cognac. Ooh, boy, Shaddy, boy, you made you tough, man. That cognac good, boy. I'm tell you right now, that cognac good. Like my grandmama said, if you ain't gonna drink cognac, better get that Hennessy. So, Steve Harvey, met him like when Cat called it a man unit.
Yeah.
Oh, that was fucking funny. God. I remember when Steve Harvey had hair and it was kind of,
thinning.
Yeah. And I was in the hallway and I was mad about something. I think we opened up for Steve Harvey. And Steve goes, what's the matter with you? I said, man, my partner, he's not really doing the lines. He's fucking up the shit. And Steve goes, how much you getting for this gig? I said, we're getting like $100. He goes, so that means you splitting it? I said, yeah. He said, are you tired of splitting that shit? I said, yeah. He goes, cut his ass. And he left. And that's when I went solo because of Steve Harvey.
Right.
Fast forward to about 4 years ago.
Right.
I'm on my podcast, by the way, in Godfrey We Trust on the Gas Digital Network. So the guy that I was co-hosting with, he said something. He answered a question real fast. Like he got frantic. Boo! I said, damn, this ain't the Family Feud. And I was like, yeah, what's your ass say? I said, your dumb ass gonna answer. Yeah. So I did it on some bullshit.
Right.
And then the next day, everybody said, your shit is going viral. I said, what? He said, that's Steve Harvey shit you did? I said, oh, I didn't know. So then, like, all the comments were calling me. Jay Farrell's go, yo, man, I did not know you had a Steve Harvey. I go, don't you have a Steve Harvey? I thought everybody does Steve Harvey. They say, no, you the only one doing Steve Harvey. So it kept going viral. And Steve sent me a text. He goes, boy, when I see you, I'm going to beat your ass. I could just hear his voice in the text. Yeah. Oh, you got me fucked up, boy. I'm going to tell you this right now. I'm from Cleveland. I don't know you know me. Steve, I hope you see this imitation. Cause boy. And I got the
you got the mannerism.
He said, I'm gonna tell you, God has blessed me. See, I was sleeping in my car. I had no damn money. But now I got money, boy. I'm gonna find your ass. And, and people say, I think Steve is, you ain't trying to laugh too hard.
No, because when I first heard it, like I said, if it sounds like that person to your ear, that's a real good imitation. And when you're doing it, now I guarantee you, if you were to ask Steve, Steve will say to his ear, it sounds like him speaking.
Because he does with his W's. Why? Now, where am I going to find that? You're going to say I had a wig. I had no damn wig. That was, where in the world would I have a wig? And why? You got me fucked up. Wherever I see you, I'm gonna wear your ass out, boy.
Have you ever done that? Have you ever done that in front of him?
Hell no. Top 5 answers on the board. Here's the question.
Survey said?
Name something Steve fit to do to Godfrey when he see his ass. Whoop his ass, number 1 answer, boy. Yeah. We got the Harveys and Godfrey. Let's play the But yeah, and I just kept perfecting. I would watch. One day I was on the road, and you know how Family Feud, sometimes the cable be trash in a hotel, and it was just Family Feud for 3 hours. I was like, I ain't got shit to do.
Right.
Let me watch Steve Harvey because he's so good at. He's fantastic at the Family Feud.
Bro.
Remember we had Richard Dawson. We had a whole bunch of people hosting. Man, I said, yo, this is so fun.
Richard Dawson kissed everybody in the mouth.
Man, he licked. He was like, how you doing, love? Top 5 answers on the board. Here's the question. He's like, how you doing, love? Is this your grandmother? Hey, what's your answer? All right. He went tough. He was a smooth motherfucker.
I don't know if people remember Richard Dawson.
Richard Dawson was the white dude from Hogan's Heroes. Hogan's Heroes.
Yeah.
And he would kiss. He's like, how you doing, love?
You had that long ass bite?
Like the Bob Barker joint? Yeah, so So Steve, like, what was I gonna say? Steve is so good at it. I was watching for hours, and I said, "Damn, look at what he does." And so, you know, he's always joking.
Right.
Steve don't let shit go.
Right.
So you can be like, name an animal that, you know, you have in the house. You say, I'll say dog. What your ass say? Dog. He said dog.
Yeah.
And he'd go to the audience, go out there. So I was like, look at, he does this.
Right.
He goes, he said dog. I ain't never heard. I said, he keeps doing that. I go, okay. So I started going, yeah. Yo, yeah. And I said, I think I got it. And in your head, you're like, I think I got it.
Right.
And so people are like, Joe, you got that shit. You know, it's like with Trump. Same thing with Trump. I was watching Trump and I turned off the volume and I just saw his mouth. It's very tiny. Big head.
Right.
This is a very good show. Very good show. Shannon Sharp. One of my favorite shows that I've ever seen. Club Shasha. Very good show, Club Shawshank, whatever you call it. I've watched millions and millions.
He can do everybody, and he like literally be having me cracking up when he do them, cause like you can literally see the person that he's imitating. I would say he's one of the best, man. Do you agree? Leave it in the comment section. Make sure you hit like on this one. Let's get it out here, man. Let's spread the love and the laughs out here. All right, let's get back into it.
Shows, and this one is perfect. I don't watch a lot of black shows, but this one, better than Jimmy Kimmel, better than any other Joe Rogan. They're pieces of shit, but this one is top. One of the greatest. I love this show. I watch it all the time. I think I'll get more views than Cat Williams.
So did you stumble upon like, do you stumble upon them or you just try and practice?
I just stumble. I'll look at stuff and I'll go, I'll look and say, I think I could do this, dude. You know what I mean? I'll just look and go, that might be a good one. Trump, who doesn't want to have a Trump?
Right.
And to do Trump, I'll do Trump in front of like Republican audiences. Right. It's neutralizing because I'm not hating him or I'm just saying, man, Trump makes me laugh.
Right.
You know, Trump has a ceiling of intelligence. When he hits his ceiling, he goes high school on you.
Right.
You know, if you bring up something, Donald, let me tell you something, Donald. You don't understand the oil crisis in 1978. It was, prices of oil were $10 a barrel and Trump would go, and then Trump don't notice it. He'd be like, this guy's a piece of shit. He's trying to be a tough guy. I never liked you. Your wife's a crisis. Your wife's a crisis. You're a piece of shit. I know oil, lots of oil.
Yeah.
Olive oil, vegetable oil. So he would, so I just started to get it and I started watching him more and he's New York. He's from New York.
Right.
So when he goes, I talk to him, there's that accent. I say, I hear that. I talked to him the other day. So he's still got to put the New York thing in there. So there's little nuances I catch.
How important are the mannerisms? Because when you do Steve Harvey, you do all of his mannerisms. Yeah. When you do Trump, you do the mannerisms. Yeah. You've really honed in on that aspect.
Yeah, you have to, mannerisms count. Because it's the person, you're being the person. It's like, as an actor, you're being the person. Like if you Pryor, shit, goddamn, you niggas is crazy, Jack. I love your show, shit. I'm watching that shit like a motherfucker, Jack. Yeah. I bet you get a lot of white bitches, don't you, Jack? Shit. Shannon Sharp, a motherfucker. Where's the coke? No, but you know, Richard was this guy.
Yeah,
Richard was shit, goddamn. He was that guy. Right. Doing this and the hands. So you just can't, Cosby was like, you see, when I worked for Cosby, by the way, I worked for Cosby for 6 months. I was audience coordinator for his second sitcom on CBS.
Okay.
And so I was there when his son was killed.
Okay.
I was there. I lived in Queens and it was Kaufman Astoria Studios where they shot. It's right next door to Sesame Street.
Okay.
You remember that famous song? Can you tell me how to get?
Yes.
How to get to Sesame Street. Just to see Shannon Sharp know Sesame Street.
I do.
Right? You would think a big
everybody
guy
grew
like
up
him.
on Sesame Street.
Of course. I can just see you singing. Can you tell me how to get to Sesame Street?
Come and
come sing it. I want to see a big dude singing.
Come and play.
Everything's A-okay. I love Sesame Street, man. I'm gonna tell you this right now. Sesame Street's my favorite. My grandmother said,
what'd you say?
If you don't know how to get to Sesame Street, I'm gonna show your ass. No, but so when I was there, I remember to watch Cosby to watch him every Thursday, like to do the sitcom with Dougie Doug, Madeline Kahn. I was there. I would introduce Felicia Rashad. I was the audio coordinator.
Right.
But I had to tell jokes to 250 people
Right.
for 8 hours.
Right.
8 hours, I'm just talking. I had to be clean, no singing, no nothing. You ask a question, but you gotta keep joking.
Right.
When the lights come on, you show them, talk. Oh, man. And I remember one day, I walked into Cosby's office because you could just walk in and say, what's up? So I was like, hey, Dr. Cosby, how you doing? You know, he's like, hey, and he had the cigar. I'm not bullshitting you. It was the Cosby-esque. And he goes, hey, how you doing, man? You know. And I said, hey, could you give me some advice? I'm doing comedy 4 years. I said, can you give me some advice on, on comedy? I didn't know what to say to him. He goes, and I'm not bull. He goes, writing. You got to write, son. You got to put it on the paper. Writing is the backbone. Oh, and that's him. And you got to see, and Sinbad, boy, that's the bad. He loves Sinbad. First of all, Sinbad is recovering.
Yeah, he is.
Sinbad's recovering.
Yeah.
And I hope you can get him on here because we cannot forget Sinbad. Sinbad is like, for real, like one of the greatest comedians that we tend to ignore.
Right.
One of the greatest, some of the greatest HBO specials. Sinbad, thank you he's recovering. He's getting better.
Yes.
He's speaking well. But that's how I imitated people. If I'm around you long enough, I can start doing you.
Right.
Like, one of my comic colleagues that I started imitating was Dion Cole.
Really?
Dion Cole, when we were in Chicago, he'd be like, yo, man, you sound just like me. I would do Dion, yo, you ever understand, man, how you do that shit? So I started imitating my friends so I could just, if I hear it and it's in my range, I go, I think I can do it. You know what I'm saying? So that's where, You know what's so funny? The person who told me to leave my comedy team was Steve Harvey.
The guy. So was that before he told? Were you impersonating him before or after he told?
I was impersonating Steve only like 3-4 years ago.
Okay,
I never impersonated him. I wasn't interested, but he told me because one day there was a club called All Jokes Aside in Chicago.
Okay,
it was the #1 black comedy club for 7 years. Shout out to Raymond Lambert, Mary Lindsay, and James Alexander. It was the #1 club in Chicago. Because a lot of times when you would do black urban rooms, it would be a black night at a white establishment. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, but Chicago was a black comedy club in the 90s that was open 7 days a week. All right. And so from there, I went solo. I broke up with the guy that I was with. I wanted to go solo. So
how difficult was that? Because I'm sure you guys had been together for what, 3, 4, 5 years?
About 2 years.
About 2 years,
About 2 strong years, and I was like, I was a little, cause I don't think he was as passionate as I was in it. I was writing most of the sketches and then I was like, you know what? I think I'm gonna go solo. So I started writing shit on the side, like just in case this doesn't go well, I'm gonna do shit on my own.
Right.
So I started writing stuff on my own and it was kind of easy to keep it moving.
Right.
Cause you know what I'm saying? I just started doing shit on my own. I didn't even really tell him. I just started going on my own.
Godfrey is funny just as a comedian, but his impressions are next level. Do you agree? He be having me cracking up when he do a lot of people, especially Steve Harvey. That's got to be one of my favorites. What's your favorite Godfrey impersonation? Leave it in the comment section. Let's talk about it. I am Chaotic One. This is the KMHP TV YouTube channel. If you like this, subscribe to the channel. And until the next video, peace.